Hello everyone, welcome to another video in the Deploying MindsDB series. So in this video, we will be deploying MindsDB on a Civo cloud compute instance. So let's get started. So first things first, to complete this tutorial, we'll be needing a Civo cloud account. So if you don't have one yet, then you can simply go to www.civo.com and you can sign up for a free cloud account. Civo Cloud provides $250 worth of credits to try their platform services for a month, so you should be good to go. And coming to Civo, Civo is one of the cloud native service provider and also a market leader in cloud space. They provide instances which take really less launch times. The pricing is really transparent and you will be having an awesome developer experience. So once you have signed up for your Civo Cloud account, you can simply log into the account and you will land up in your Civo dashboard, which should look something like this. So from here, what we'll do is we'll go to the left navigation pane and we'll click on this compute. And once this opens up, we'll have something like this. So if you had created any instances before, then this page will provide you with the list of all the compute instances created, but as I don't have any instance created as of now, so it is empty. Now I'll simply click on launch my first instance, or you can also click on this create new instance button. It will go to the instance configuration page. So once I click on this, it will take us to the create new instance page. As you can see here, we have to provide a host name here first. So I'll say it's a MindsDB demo. And how many instances? We need one. That is enough. Just because of this tutorial, we are creating this one. So one instance is enough. And now I'll say let's go for something, as we have free credits now, we are not paying anything. So we can go for a large instance. So I have selected large here. And then I'll say I want to install a Ubuntu image, and the initial user will be root, and let's keep the network as default. And we want to have a public IP address. Yes, we want to have a public IP address because we want to access the MindsDB GUI. So definitely we'll select the create. So once the instance is created, it will create and attach a public IP address to the instance itself. And for this firewall, we'll say choose from an existing. So we have one default. Actually, I have created another one, so I have a list available here, but when you are doing it for the first time, you will have the default one selected. So the firewall will be default, and I don't really want to add a SSH key, but you can always go ahead and add that one. We will simply go for a random password, which will be available in the compute instance configuration page once the instance is created. So probably we are good to create the instance now, and you can ignore this warning which says no SSH key is uploaded, as we are going with the random password. So we have given the host name, we have selected the instance, and we have selected a size for that. We have selected the image, and the initial user will be root, and the network is default, and we are creating a public IP address, and there is a default firewall rule that will be applied to it, and for the key, we have a random password. So that's all. We don't need to really provide any initialization script, and we also don't need to provide any tags. So now we can simply click on this create button. So as we have created, this will take a while, and this will take us to the instance configuration page. And as you can see now, this is the instance page. And now here it is getting initialized. Instance is building right now. You can see this refresh thing is going on. So once it will change its status to running, then we can simply log into our instance and we can start working on with it. So let's wait for a while until the instance is up and running, then we'll continue with the further steps. Okay, so now as you can see, we have this green labeled name here, and also it says the instance is running now. So we are good to go now. So what we will do now is we have something here, the SSH information. The username is root and the initial password is, it's a random generated password and it's hidden. We can simply copy it over when we want to use it. So what I will do now is I will simply copy this public IP first, and now I'll open the terminal of my machine, and then I'll simply type in the command ssh root at the rate the public IP address of the instance, and I'll hit enter. It is saying do you want to continue. We will simply type yes, and then we'll click enter again. Now it is asking for the password. So for this one, I'll come over to here to the initial password field, and now I'll click on this copy button and it is copied. Now I'll go back to the terminal itself and I'll paste the password, and the password is pasted. Actually it's not showing, but it's pasted, and now we can hit the enter. So as you can see, we are logged in. Now we are logged in as the root user of the MindsDB demo instance. So now the first thing we want to check is whether Docker is installed or not, or else we'll need to install it. So we'll run this command saying docker run hello world. So if Docker is installed already, then it will return a hello from Docker message, or else it will tell us to install Docker first. So let's click on enter now. Okay, so it says command docker is not found and how you can install it. So I will go with apt install docker.io. Here a bunch of commands already. You can copy any one and you can run it. And now I'll hit enter. And it says, do you want to continue? You will press Y and hit enter again. So it will take a while to install. And once it is installed, we will again run the docker run hello world to check whether we are getting the welcome message or not. Okay, so the install is complete now, and we will now run docker hello world. Okay, so as you can see, we got the message hello from Docker. So Docker is properly installed now. Now the next step we want to do is we want to pull the latest stable release image of MindsDB. So we can do that using Docker. We'll say docker pull MindsDB / MindsDB, and we'll hit enter. So it will take a while to download and extract. So let's wait till the pull is complete. Okay, so now we have completed the pull for MindsDB latest image. Now what we can do is we can go ahead and run this image, and we will also expose specific ports like port 47334 where the MindsDB GUI will run, and also the 47335 port which will be used for data transactions by the MySQL API. So let's go ahead and run that command. So it will be docker run, then a -p for the port will be 47334, and then again -p for the other port 47335, and then it will be what you want to run, MindsDB / MindsDB. So the whole command looks something like this: docker run -p 47334 47334 -p 47335 47335 MindsDB / MindsDB. So now let's hit enter and let's start MindsDB. It will take a while now. Things will start running. First the things will start like the HTTP API and the MySQL API and also MongoDB API, and then they will start running on the specified ports. So let's wait for that point. Here as you can see, the three APIs are starting now: HTTP, MySQL and MongoDB. and after a while we'll see that they have started on the port that we mentioned above. So let's wait for a while. Okay, so here we have already got the results. So our MySQL API started on this port, MongoDB on this port, and the HTTP API on this one. So we are good to go now. Now what we want to do is we want to explore the MindsDB GUI. So how we can do that is by going to the public IP of the instance and then hitting the specified port for the HTTP API. So I'll minimize this one. And then what I'll do is I'll copy over this public IP once again, and I'll open a new tab and I'll paste the IP, and then I'll say :47334, which is the HTTP API port, and I'll hit enter. So it will take a while to load. The instance will come up now. One more thing to note here is if you are having trouble connecting to this UI, then make sure that you are not connected to any VPN or stuff that might be preventing the ports to connect. So as you can see, the MindsDB console has loaded up on the screen. So it has three main sections. The top one, it is the query editor, where we write the queries that we want to execute. So I have written a query, show tables. So once we write the query and hit the run button above it, then we can find the results here at the bottom part. And towards the right, we have the Learning Hub resources. This is meant for the newbies who have recently signed up for MindsDB. They can use the resources and get to learn more about MindsDB. So now let's try to explore the default tables that are present inside MindsDB when we launch the MindsDB instance for the first time. So what I'll do now is I'll execute this query show tables, and it should return us the list of tables that are present by default. So we got a list of 3 tables. The first one is predictors. So what it does is it stores each predictor model as an individual record. So the predictor model and all its, all the details about it are stored as individual columns. So that is what the predictors table is all about. Then another table is predictors versions. So versioning generally occurs when we retrain a model, if there is any data change or if we want to change any model arguments. So if we have retrained a model, then all the versions for that specific model is stored as column records in this predictor versions table. And how this helps is that if you want to use a specific version for a predictor model, then you can switch between them. So this is how it helps us. And the third one is the databases table. So what the databases table does is it contains the list of all the databases that are currently connected to the MindsDB instance. So these are the 3 basic tables, the default tables that we find when we launch the MindsDB instance for the first time. So that's all for this tutorial. So we have successfully deployed MindsDB on a Civo Cloud Compute instance. Now it's time to summarize. So in this video, we first signed up for a Civo Cloud account. Then we created a Civo Cloud Compute instance. Then we installed Docker in the instance. Then we installed MindsDB using Docker. Then we explored the MindsDB GUI with the public IP of the instance. And finally, we explored the default tables that are present in MindsDB when we launched the MindsDB instance for the first time. So that's all what we covered. I hope you found the video useful. So drop a like, subscribe to the channel, and do share it with your friends. And I'll see you in the next one. And before you go, don't forget to drop a GitHub star to the MindsDB GitHub repository. Thanks for watching.